All right, we'll go ahead and come to order now. I understand that we have some other members who are coming, so by the time they arrive, we'll be ready to vote. First bill that I'll call up is Senator Walker. If you'd come forward, please. All right, this is Senate Bill 121, as passed in the Senate, LC 337844S. Senator, would you like to make a presentation about your bill, please?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, committee. We have a prescription drug monitoring program in Georgia that was, according to Chairman Setzler, established in 2011. We have made changes to that program over the years. A couple years ago, we moved the responsibility for the program to the Department of Public Health. Pharmacies and physicians use this database when they're doing prescriptions for Schedule 2, 3, 4, and 5 drugs. When we made the changes a couple of years ago to move it over to the Department of Public Health, we allowed certain agencies access to it. The Department of Community Health, CMS, federal law enforcement agencies, but we failed to include the Medicaid fraud unit of the Attorney General's office. So I bring this on the request of the Attorney General to give them administrative subpoena power or access to the database. We are responsible as a Medicaid state. We're responsible to CMS to maintain the integrity of our Medicaid system, and so we're required to have a Medicaid fraud unit. And in order to effectively execute that responsibility, the Attorney General's office needs administrative subpoena power to this database to look at pill mill type situations or any kind of fraud with Medicaid. I do want to point out to the committee that this is simply administrative subpoena power. It's not giving them direct terminal access to the database, so they're not able or have any intention or desire to data mine and sit at a terminal and just be fishing around looking for stuff. They're going to respond when there's a complaint or a problem or a death or something that triggers an investigation. They would then have to request the data from the Department of Public Health and justify why they need it and be very specific with the information they need. It also changes the retention period of the data from 2 years to 5 years. The data is currently being maintained for 2 years and purged after that. We want to change it to 5 years to give us a better opportunity to crack down on Medicaid fraud.
Well, I was present for the subcommittee hearing where this was heard. Our subcommittee chairman isn't present today, but I'm happy to give a summary if any of the members would like that. Is there anybody in the first of all, are there any questions for the sponsor from any of the members? Is there anybody here today who'd like to speak for or against Senate Bill 121? All right, seeing none. All right. What I would ask is, before we accept a motion, I'd ask, Senator, if you could just stand down and we could put your bill on hold at this time and hear testimony on Senate Bill 1, and then we'll vote in just a little bit. Would that be all right?
That'd be great.
All right,
Thank
yes,
you,
sir.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator. Senator Parent, if you'd be willing to come forward, please, and present Senate Bill 1.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. And with your indulgence, I have Jason Samuels with Prosecuting Attorney's Council here with me. Senate Bill 1 is CJ's law, and it provides the opportunity for enhanced penalties for drivers who cause a crash or hit somebody and then flee the scene of the accident without stopping. Right now, under Georgia law, the penalty range is the same, 1 to 5 years for drivers who hit someone and flee the scene, regardless of whether or not they were the initial cause of the accident. So it doesn't have any mandatory minimums. And I've been working closely with Prosecuting Attorneys Council on this. They and several other biking coalitions are in support of this bill, and others. They will tell you that it is a large and increasing problem with a lot of folks, pedestrians and increasing numbers of pedestrians and bikers. We are seeing the situation where people sort of run someone over and then keep going at an increasing level. And that is the reason for the legislation. It was championed and started by the House last year, as a matter of fact. Representative Abel Mabel Thomas as the initial sponsor of the bill, but we ran into some problems in the Senate, and so now we've gotten it through the Senate and are returning it to the wiser body, and we are happy to answer any questions about CJ's Law.
Any questions for the sponsor? Yes, Representative Dickerson.
I appreciate you returning it to the wiser body since you were there at one time.
That's why I know.
Thank you for this bill. It's a good bill. Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, anyone in the audience here to speak for or against Senate Bill 1? Our subcommittee chairman who heard this bill heard it for 2 hearings, I believe, and also we had a hearing on a similar bill, the House version of the bill, and so this has been thoroughly reviewed by our committee, and so at this point in time, if there's no further discussion, I'll accept a motion as to Senate Bill 1. All right, is there any discussion, amendments? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, it passes. Now as to Senate Bill 121, is there a motion?
Move to pass. Yes, carried.
All right, there's a motion to pass and a second as to Senate Bill 121. Any amendments, discussion? All right, hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, thank you. Senator Parent, who's carrying your bill in the House?
Representative Mabel Thomas.
And who is Senator Walker, who's carrying your bill?
Representative Dr. Martin Newton.
All right, very good. Thank you. We're adjourned. Thank you, members.
Thank you,
Thank you.
committee and Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.